Hey, what's up, guys? This is Aspect Slant of a Changing Man coming to you today. My name is Gold, and if you want to get in touch with me, mplsmikid at gmail.com, at yahoo.com. mplsmikid is at Instagram. Also, we got at mplsmikid if you want to hit me up on Twitter. Gold Washington is my Facebook personal, and Aspect Slant of a Changing Man is the Facebook page. I'm also making a website page. Everything's going good. So if you want to get at me, let me know what you think about the show. Also, like this if you hear it and you like it and you want to hear some more, or you want to just let people know that you like the episode. Today, I want to talk about building a brand and building a culture. And what I mean by that is you are who you say you are. So basically, who people receive you as is what brand you've built, and the rules that you follow, and the ways that you live is like your culture. So I want to basically break that down for people to understand how you build your culture. And why is it important for you to know that you're building your brand? Is because it's basically setting your laws, it's setting your consequences, and then it's also setting your benefits when you're meeting somebody. So when you're telling somebody, this is who I am, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and this is what's going on, that basically lets them know who you are. That's who they believe. Everything that you are coming from is what you're saying. It also goes into what people see about you. If you wear good clothes, if you smell good, if you smell bad, if you got a good haircut, if your face is all clean, clean cut, if your shoes are clean or dirty. I mean, these are the things that make your brand. They are the things that people remember you by. So when things start to change, it changes who you are. When people start to see holes in those things, that starts to break down your brand and change a little bit different and make people see you different because of who you represented yourself as is now not who they are seeing. And once you build a brand, you're basically building a culture. Once you set your rules and this is how we're doing things, or this is how we dress, or this is how we handle ourselves in these type of situations, that's basically you setting your culture. You're letting people know this is how it's going to be with me, or this is what's going on with me. And these are the rules that I'm stating at the beginning, and this is what we're going to keep going by. And one example is in the Bible. It says, "You will know them by the fruits that they bear." And basically, what they're saying is that no matter what you say, no matter what you do, people will know you by what you produce, what culture you go by. So if you're a good person, people will know you bear good fruit. If you're a bad person, people know you to bear bad fruit. So he was basically saying, you will be seen with whatever you do. That will be the taste of who you are. One thing I can imagine, just sitting here and thinking about brands is, the way Michael Jordan built his brand. I mean, it was Be Like Mike. He basically was a person that went in a game, he dominated the game, he was so good that when people thought of him and they thought of his shoe, he basically said, "You can be like Mike by wearing my shoe." Was it true? Not really, but that's what people believed when they put on those shoes, and basically slowly, slowly in time, it became a culture to actually wear the Jordan shoes. It was just popular to wear it, but now you see a lot of people in it. You see a lot of people going on Saturdays and copying the new Jordans because that became the culture. It was no longer just a brand that he had, but it became a culture that he built as far as bringing out special shoes on special occasions for people to go buy. So when it comes to a brand, you're basically building, you know, you're building your slogan. So when you meet a person, when a guy or a female meets a person, they basically come up to him, "Hey, how you doing? I'm confident in myself. Now my name is this and whatnot. Um, I'm single. When I'm in a relationship, this is what I do. I'm not a cheater, or I'm not this type of guy. I'm not that type of guy." So basically, that is the brand that you build to that person. But later on in a relationship, uh, if you don't live by that code, you're basically breaking your brand down. You're basically making it bad to somebody else. Your brand is now being tarnished because of the fact that what they believed from what you said at the beginning is not true anymore. And it's like when a king, comes to battle, or the president talks, or somebody that, like Martin Luther King was talking. He talked with so much confidence, and he made other people believe what he was saying, with the way that he was walking, way he was talking, and it made people want to believe and want to follow. And when you come to a person with confidence in yourself, and you're basically making them believe everything about your brand, they can choose to follow because you're so strong in your confidence, and making them believe that they're able to envision everything that you're actually saying. So, they put in their head, this is the type of guy that I want, is what you're saying. Yeah, I want that type of guy. So if you talk in confidence, and you tell them what kind of brand you're doing, and you describe what type of culture you're going to be in, that basically lets them know, this is what I have to look forward to. Back in the day, I'm gonna go way back. Back in, like, yeah, how could I say it? In the kings and queen times, well, way before that. But people used to get married, and like back in the Moses days, people used to get married, and when they did, they would move from their mothers and fathers' houses. They would take their wives, and they would, take their cattle and whatever else they had, and they would actually go build their own village in another place, and they would start their own little, you know, culture around there. Needless to say, it might have been just their family starting off, because it wasn't a lot of people around, but they made their own. They had their own laws, their own consequences, their own authority, their own rewards, and their own protection. So they had everything that they wanted to build right then and there. And whoever was following them as a wife or the kids, they had to go by that. And as time went along, and families started to grow, and places started to get closer together, as far as, I want to live you know, around these people, and call this a city, or call this a town. You basically had to pick the person that was, not in control, but had the authority, or was strong enough to lead the people with their laws, and their authority, kind of, with what was going on, basically building the culture. So this is what we do here. This is what this is how we pray, or this is how we do the animals. This is what we eat. This is how we tend. This is how we work. This person works over here, or this person does this, and I do this. They're basically building a culture around her. And back to speaking about Martin Luther King, like, he had a lot of people following him. A lot of people wanted, civil rights, and a lot of people felt like he was preaching and teaching the right way to actually have it happen. And if you're willing to walk, with a strong posture on, your beliefs, and people believe in what you're saying, and they're looking for the same benefits and rewards from what your brand is uh, presenting off, then people will walk with you. They will be, they'll be willing to die for your word too. If you're willing to die for what you're saying, and you walk it strongly, people will be willing to walk behind you. You see it in a lot of, like a movie 300. It was only 300 soldiers against I don't know how many. And just because of King Leonidas was preaching strongly and saying the things that he said, 300 men were willing to were willing to walk behind this man in the heat of battle, knowing that they could die at any time, because he was willing to preach that he was strong enough to win, and he would die by their side also. So it's a strong saying in what type of brand that man built, and what type of culture he built, and what type of people he kept around him that believed in everything that he was saying. And you might be thinking, what does this have to do with relationships? Well, I mean, if you haven't got it yet, basically, like I said before, when you meet a person and you're basically telling them, I don't cheat, I don't abuse women, I don't hit women, I'm not controlling, I'm not crazy, I'm not psycho, these things are not anything that are a part of me, and you say it strongly, and that woman believes you, basically, she believes in the brand that you are preaching off. No matter what she heard before that, what you were presenting as your brand basically made her believe in you. And then when you go to a person and they have a house, and you walk to it, and you walk in front of the door, and the first thing that you see is no shoes in the house, that's their culture, and you got to choose to accept that to be able to step in their house. You got to accept their culture. We don't wear shoes to walk around our carpet in here, or you got to sit on the plastic, whatever you got to do. You have to actually accept that they set that as their culture. So you actually have to accept that to be able to continue on in their way. So as men, we got to watch ourselves, because we want to be able to walk exactly what we say. So if we're giving the attention that we're wanting to grow, we want to build a culture with a woman, and our brand is to get money, or to do this, we're good fathers or whatever else. We want to be able to walk that, because once we're able to walk exactly what we put off, or what we said we want to be, it definitely helps out for people that are walking behind us to walk with us. If you're not putting off that brand, and they start to see holes in it, it'll be easier to leave, because you're not exactly who you say you are. So we got to watch on that. We got to see that we are doing exactly what we say that we want to be doing, or that we say that we do. I mean, if you want to grow within a relationship, if you're not anywhere, but you are, willing to do it, be willing to do it, because that's what they're believing in. Everything that you say, if you're, it hurts me, because, I was a kid, and, if I was promised something and it didn't happen, that hurt, because that's what they told me. That was the brand that they put off to me, that this was going to happen. You were going to get this, or you're going to get that. So I was believing in them because of the fact that that's what they were building as a brand. But once they hurt that, it was easy for me to not like or not believe them for the next time that they put something off for that. So you start to see holes in things, and it hurts to get hurt by somebody because you believe so much in what they were saying. But yeah, that would probably be my episode. I did try to this is basically a redo of one episode, and I'm trying to do it over and try to do it the right way, without much babbling, or messing up in any other type of way, which I probably did with this one. I tried to do it as good as I did the last one, but yeah, probably didn't work out as well. But I do thank you guys for coming in here, and if you think I'm correct, if you think I'm right, if you think I missed something about what I said or anything, let me know. Hit me up. I'm definitely here to listen and to learn. So, because I'm not